Hello and welcome to the first installment of The Breeze TV. I'm Michael Comer.
And I'm Lauren Drake.
Our goal for this program is to catch you up on all things JMU by compiling all of the articles written by the staff members here at The Breeze.
We're going to talk about news, sports, and human interest stories from in and around the JMU community.
And since this is our first program, we've got a lot to catch up on. Let's get started. The Carr Sports Report and the announcement that JMU is in a good position to move to the Football Bowl subdivision has a lot of people around the campus talking, including the faculty members. Here's The Breeze's Bradford Ambrose with the full story.
Members of the JMU administration were out last week spreading word about the 6-year plan. On Tuesday afternoon, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and University Planning Dr. Mark Warner, as well as Director of Athletics Jeff Bourne and Deputy Athletics Director Jeff Polglace, spoke to members of the SGA Senate about the 6-year plan and how athletics is incorporated. I talked with SGA President Jake Jedlicka after the meeting.
We who are supposed to know all about it are having not trouble understanding it, but just digesting all the information. Then it's certainly hard for the average student out there to really get a grasp for what it all means. So I think it falls on us to really look at these documents, work with the administration to find the best way to inform students and then solicit that feedback. Because you can't have the feedback if they're not informed first. And that goes for us as well.
On Friday, those same officials spoke to the Faculty Senate at a special meeting. At that meeting, Bill Carr with Carr Sports Associates fielded faculty questions about the report and its reliability. JMU students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members have until October 25th to provide feedback on the Madison Future Commission website. In the newsroom, I'm Bradford Ambrose for The Breeze.
The 54-page, $79,000 report did not provide any specific recommendations for JMU's next move, but it did talk about where the 6 male sports and 12 female sports stand. And now here's Lauren with more.
Thanks, Michael. JMU recently hosted a fun-filled adapted sports day where children from ages to 11 to 21 and approximately 50 JMU students came together to make the first adapted sports day happen. Here's the full story.
Today is Adapted Sports Day, and it is the product of an IDEA grant from the Office of the President. And there were several IDEA grants that were awarded. Tom Moran, who's a professor in kinesiology, he and I collaborated to apply for a grant, and we were fortunate to receive it. So we received $4,000 to put on 2 events. This is the Fall Adaptive Sports Day, and we hope to put on a spring event as well. So today we're doing adapted soccer. We recruited and invited middle school and high school students with physical disabilities to come on JMU's campus to participate in adapted soccer. So to show them that soccer can be played in multiple ways, sport can be played in multiple ways.
My daughter Kyla is 11 and she has cerebral palsy, and she just doesn't seem to fit anywhere. She is interested in playing all kinds of sports, but obviously cannot keep up with her peers. So to have an event like this where she can go and be free and play and feel like she's on top of the world is just amazing. And I have been pleasantly surprised and pleased with what we've seen so far, and I can't wait to come back for another event.
I'm having a lot of fun, and it's really cool how we get to do different stations and how we get to practice different skills, and it's going to be fun when we get to play an actual soccer game.
2 goals. 1, expose them to sport, show them that sport is good for them and physical activity is good. And then the second goal is to show them that college is an option, and possibly JMU is an option, to promote an inclusive environment that's here at JMU.
Earlier this month, members of the Harrisonburg community gathered to support the Sadie Rose Foundation. Sadie Rose Harlow died after just 17 hours of life. Here's complete coverage of the event to honor her and all infant deaths.
October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and October 15th is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day. And so it's just to raise awareness for all of those who go through that loss. And statistics show that 90,000 children a year in the United States die before their first birthday. And not included in the 90,000 is 30,000 a year who are born stillborn. If you take that worldwide, it's over 4 million babies born a year that are stillborn. And then 1 in 4 pregnancies end in miscarriage. So it definitely is something that affects many women and families in our lives and all around us. So it's something we're very passionate about raising awareness for.
And those were the top headlines that we had for you today.
Now here's Bradford Ambrose, Wayne Epps Jr., and Haley Thompson with full coverage of this week's sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Breeze Sports Center. I'm your host, Bradford Ambrose. Alongside me, as always, Wayne Epps Jr. and Haley Thompson, sports editors at the Breeze, and we are glad to be back this week. Also back this week is football. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Haley, we're going to first talk about women's basketball. They had CAA Basketball Media Day Tuesday, where the women's basketball team was ranked first to win the CAA.
Yeah, they were picked first in the CAA. Senior guard Kirby Burkholder was actually picked as CAA Player of the Year preseason. So good looks for the women's basketball team. JMU has 8 returners after going to the WNIT quarterfinals last year. And both Burkholder and Precious Hall were named to the preseason all-conference team. So, I mean, really for the girls, it's looking pretty good this season, as always.
All right, and Wayne, let's talk about the men's team. They were picked 7th in the CAA.
Right, yeah, coming off the winning the CAA last year, but they lost Rayshawn Goins, AJ Davis, and Devon Moore, 3 established seniors there. Very young team this year, so again, they picked 7th and finished 7th in the CAA. The only player on the all-conference team was Andre Nation on the second team, and that was before his 15-game suspension, so that's why he was still on that team. So it's going to be probably a tough going for the team. Not that many home games and a lot of road games and stuff like that, a lot of non-conference games. So it's gonna be a tough going for the team. Well, they do have eight TV games this year. That's second most in the CAA this year. So they have a lot of exposure. But again, it's probably gonna be a rebuilding year for the team.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about women's soccer, Wayne.
Right, women's soccer is on a roll. They won the last 5 games. They won 10 of the last 11 games. They're tied with a couple other teams at 2-1 in CAA, William & Mary and Northeastern. So they have a big game against Northeastern coming up this weekend on Sunday. So that'll be kind of a litmus test to see where the team is really at. The team's one loss in that past 11 was to William & Mary, the team that they're tied with. So you really get to see if they can overcome Northeastern and try to get a home field advantage for the CAA tournament season. So they'll be able to host the tournament coming up in the beginning of November. So that's what they'll be fighting for, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, and Haley, let's talk about field hockey now.
Yeah, last time we did Sports Center, Coach Lucas had just resigned as head field hockey coach, so it's been 2 weeks at this point. Coach Michael Bowl, the associate head coach, stepped up as interim head coach, and they've been doing really well. They are coming off a 5-1 non-conference loss against Wake Forest Sunday. They're doing still undefeated at home, and their next 3 games are at home. Including Drexel and Northeastern, which are their 2 biggest rivals in the CAA this year. So it's looking pretty good for the teams, looking to keep that home team advantage kind of going.
All right, and now let's preview this Saturday's game that football has against William & Mary away. JMU is 5-2 overall, 2-1 in the CAA. William & Mary is 4-3 overall and 1-2 in the CAA. So close records. William & Mary, it should be noted that William & Mary almost beat West Virginia earlier this season. West Virginia squeezing the win out 24-17. Haley, let's talk about this.
Yeah, JMU has actually won 7 of the last 8 games we've played against William & Mary. So, I mean, odds they're looking good. But like you said, with them doing so well against West Virginia, kind of shows their strength this season. And they're doing pretty well defensively, too.
Right. Yeah, they have the best total defense and the best scoring defense in the CAA this year. They're allowing just 302.9 yards per game, they've allowed the least amount of rushing yards of all the teams in the CAA so far this year. So they're probably going to be targeting Daquan Scott and Khalid Abdullah, which so far this season the offense has kind of gone as they've gone. So they really need to overcome that, make sure they can get the ball to guys like Daniel Brown, and really emphasize the pass this week because again, William Murray has a really good rush defense. So need to overcome that.
All right, for Haley, Wayne, I'm Bradford. Thanks for watching this edition of the Breeze Sports Center.
And that'll do it for this edition of the Breeze TV. For more articles from the Breeze, you can check out breezejmu.org.
Have a great week.